Hey, welcome back. Um, I know this looks like a downgrade from last week's video. Uh, I wasn't able to get the visual aesthetic today because the sun was setting. Forgot the time change, so yeah, here we are. Today's topic is pretty funny because this wasn't supposed to be today's topic. I planned a whole other topic, but this made me feel such a new feeling that I had to talk about it. Today was the first time that I wore a thobe and I went to pray. I wear thobes and go to pray all the time, but this time we went to Kroger shopping for some, groceries and stuff. And I didn't feel like I was being looked at in a weird way. People were actually saying hi. I felt welcome. And I know, like, Muslim men, it's not as in your face that we're Muslim as the women. Obviously, a lot of women wear the hijab. But whenever we do wear our thobes or any other Muslim clothing, we do get looks. And I've been a lot like out wearing just like my thobe, shopping, Eid, like restaurants and stuff. And yeah, you always get looks, but today was the first time that I was like, huh, I don't feel weird wearing this in America. And I don't know if that has any correlation with New York getting their first Muslim mayor, but I mean, it seems like that Muslim stigma is slowly but surely like decaying, I guess. And a lot more Americans are fine with the idea that Muslims also live in this country now. And I don't know, it just made me feel a feeling that I've not felt in so long. Like, I don't want to say that it made me feel like I'm at home, but it made me feel comfortable, you know? Like, I can blend in. I'm wearing a hoodie right now, with like jeans or like cargo pants, something like that. No one would even think I'm Muslim. I get the, hey, are you from East Africa every now and then, but a lot of people just think I'm from Atlanta. But no, this was very different. Some guy was like, "Hey, bud, how you doing?" And another lady was like smiling, and I don't know. Maybe I'm making it too like maybe I'm making it a bigger deal than it is, but I thought it was a pretty big deal for me, especially because the past 24 years, the Muslim notion in this country has been jihadists, terrorists, um, people who don't belong. But it felt different today, and don't get me wrong, this like I'm not trying to be naive. There's definitely a lot of people who do think Muslims don't belong in this country, and I don't want to get too political with this, but as a Muslim, um, I think we've had good enough representation, whether it be with Mamdani or whether it be with like Muslim celebrities or soccer players, athletes, basketball players, NFL players, where they're like, hey, I mean, these guys don't seem as bad as we thought. They're like us. They're normal people, and I think we should just continue that. You know, try to be good representation. And I know it's like, why do we have to prove ourselves? But it's not our fault. This is what Muslim representation is. For years, media has just been these Muslims killed these people, these Muslims blew up this terrorist attack, this. And don't get me wrong, there's a lot of Muslim countries that are governed in like a restrictive way, which is not per se Muslim. I mean, look at Indonesia, man. They had a female president. that's a Muslim country, but you know, no one talks about it because it doesn't fit the stereotype that the media has curated, you know? And I think people are starting to understand that, hey, I know a Muslim friend. They don't really talk about going and blowing up anything, you know? And I don't know if this is gonna get like restricted by YouTube, but I mean, I don't really care. I feel like this is like a good platform for me to just say whatever I want. And, anyways, it is nice to know, it's kind of freeing to know that we're kind of being accepted now. We've always been like, our parents would always tell us, tread lightly, you know, you don't want to like represent us in a bad way and be like, oh, those damn muzzies, you know. It's more like we had to put on like the the nice, and it's not even that, it's just we had to be extra in our niceness and in our kindness and be more careful than we should, in order to be accepted. And that is part of like, I guess, assimilating slash fitting in. But yeah, I know, this is probably like an, I don't know, random video, but I thought it's pretty nice to know that we are finally being, like, we're finally breaking from the shackles of, you know, jihadist terrorism, bad look Muslims, and we can finally start to like fit in and be looked at like normal people. And that comes with every single like identity that's ever been, you know, like brought into America. I mean, look back in history: the Japanese, the Irish, the Scottish, the Italians, Indians, everyone who comes, it's like, oh no, they don't fit in, they're not like us. And I'm not saying people are racist, but obviously cultures are different, and you see stuff that isn't really attributed with American culture per se. But and do understand that. I mean, if I lived a certain way and people come in and start living in a different way, um, it kind of, I don't say it bothers me per se, but I can understand where people come from. And I think that finally people are seeing the truth that Muslims are like everyone else, normal people who just want to make a living and, you know, enjoy life, I guess. Now we will like 100%, we have our differences, but I don't think those differences are big enough in order to separate us the way it has separated us. And that's through history, you know, like wars and like crusades and stuff. And I'm like, come on, like we're fighting over like almost like just semantics, you know. And we believe in the same message, being good people. If you ask a Muslim, if they believe in being good, not lying, believing in God, all the like the Ten Commandments, Muslims would be like, yeah, we believe in that. And same thing with Jews, like we're all the same morals, just wrapped in a different story, I guess. And we kind of focus too much on the story part, or the 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 surroundings than the actual true message. And I think we all want the same thing, just being good people, treating each other nice, like in a good way, in a respectable way, being respected and respect people, and live our life, you know. I'm not saying we need to like be one, so like society, but I'm saying like not society, community, but it's more just like we gotta bridge the gap, and we gotta start understanding each other more and talking to each other, and those conversations help a lot. So yeah, a very surreal feeling being, I don't know, comfortable being a Muslim. I mean, I talked to my mom about it. She was the one who noticed too. I was thinking about it, and she was like, hey, these guys are like, I don't know, pretty extra nice today for some reason. Maybe it's just a couple few people that we met, but like I said, I haven't seen the eyes, um, the weird looks, the laughs sometimes, and it felt more like just respect, being genuine. So yeah, this is my video for this week. Like I said, this wasn't supposed to be my topic. I was gonna talk about something else. Maybe that's for next week or a later time. But I don't know. I just had that feeling that I needed to talk about this and be like, congrats to the Muslims, obviously, out there, who've struggled since the day they came here, or even before. And hopefully, this is a step towards a better future for all of us living here. And I think that extends to the whole world too. Some other countries have the same problems with, like, Europe, mostly Australia, where a lot of Muslims are moving there, and it's just it's that time where the culture clash starts like fading, and people get to, I don't know, come together, I guess. So yeah, this has been Mustafa. See you next week.